Manchester City Football Club has a rich history that extends far beyond the era of sky blue dominance. From its humble beginnings in 1880, the club has witnessed numerous ownership changes. Today we will talk about the fascinating narrative of who has held the reins of power at Manchester City. We will examine the impact of each ownership group and ultimately the focus on the transformative era of Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Prepare to be surprised by the twists and turns, controversies and triumphs that have shaped Manchester City into the global force it is today. Before Sheikh Mansour's acquisition of Manchester City in 2008, the club's ownership history was marked by a series of notable events and figures that played crucial roles in its development. In 1994, former City players Francis Lee took control of the club. Lee, a prominent figure in Manchester City's history, was a celebrated striker in the 1960s and 70s. His tenure as chairman was marked by high expectations, but ultimately fell short of bringing sustained success to the club. Under his leadership, City struggled on the pitch and faced financial difficulties off it. Lee resigned in 1998, passing the reins to David Bernstein. David Bernstein's era as chairman, 1998 to 2003, was notable for its emphasis on financial prudence and stability. Bernstein was a businessman with a background in finance. He focused on reducing the club's debt and implementing more disciplined financial management. During his tenure, City experienced some positive moments, including promotion to the Premier League in 2000. At the same time, it also faced relegation shortly after. Bernstein's cautious approach laid the groundwork for future stability, although it was not enough to bring sustained success. Then, in 2003, Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra purchased Manchester City. Shinawatra, who acquired the club for £81.6 million, promised substantial investment and high-profile signings. His tenure saw the arrival of Sven-Göran Eriksson as manager and several notable players. However, Shinawatra's ownership was plagued by controversies. This included political issues in Thailand that led to his assets being frozen and legal troubles. Financial instability and inconsistent results on the pitch characterized this period, culminating in the sale of the club. By 2008, Manchester City was in need of a fresh direction. And did it receive it? In the form of Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan is a member of the ruling family of Abu Dhabi. Born on November 20th, 1970, Sheikh Mansour is the son of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the founding president of the UAE. Although primarily known as the owner of Manchester City, Sheikh Mansour's investments extend beyond football. He holds various key positions in the UAE government and business sector. He is the Deputy Prime Minister of the UAE and the Minister of Presidential Affairs. Additionally, he oversees several investment vehicles, including the Mubadala Investment Company. This focuses on diverse sectors such as aerospace, energy, and technology. In 2008, Sheikh Mansour gained international recognition when he acquired Manchester City Football Club. This acquisition marked the beginning of a transformative era for the club. Under his ownership, Manchester City has experienced unprecedented success, winning multiple Premier League titles and domestic cups. But before we go into that, let's first talk about how he acquired the club in the first place. The takeover of Manchester City by Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan in 2008 marked a turning point in the club's history. This significant event followed a turbulent period under the ownership of Thaksin Shinawatra. As we mentioned before, there was a coup that occurred in Thailand. Thaksin faced corruption charges and his assets were frozen, creating a financially unstable environment for Manchester City. Meanwhile, the club's performance on the pitch was inconsistent. Off the pitch, uncertainty loomed due to Thaksin's legal troubles. In this context of instability, Sheikh Mansour's arrival brought a much-needed sense of stability and ambition. On September 1st, 2008, the Abu Dhabi United Group, led by Sheikh Mansour, completed the takeover of Manchester City. The deal, estimated at around £210 million, provided a clear direction for the club's future. Sheikh Mansour's investment promised not only financial stability, but also an ambition to compete at the highest levels of football. Stay tuned, because what's coming next is where things started to change. Immediately following the takeover, there were significant changes. Mark Hughes, the manager at the time, received substantial funds to bolster the squad. Central to Sheikh Mansour's strategy was the substantial investment in player recruitment. This vision was underpinned by significant investments in player recruitment, coaching staff, and infrastructure, which collectively revolutionized the club's fortunes on and off the pitch. One of the first major signings under new ownership was Brazilian forward Robinho, acquired for a then British record transfer fee of £32.5 million. The club rapidly signed world-class players, including Carlos Tevez, David Silva, and Sergio Aguero. These signings were not only high-profile, but also strategically aligned with the club's playing philosophy. This influx of talent drastically improved the team's quality, competitiveness, and depth. In addition to enhancing the squad, Sheikh Mansour focused on assembling an elite coaching and management team. The appointment of Roberto Mancini in 2009 signalled the club's serious intent. Mancini's tenure saw Manchester City win their first major trophy in 35 years, the FA Cup in 2011. His successor, Manuel Pellegrini, further built on this success, delivering a Premier League title in 2014. However, the most transformative managerial appointment was that of Pep Guardiola in 2016. Under Guardiola's stewardship, Manchester City adopted a brand of football characterised by tactical brilliance and relentless attacking play. As a result, City had multiple domestic titles and set new standards for performance in the Premier League. But Sheikh Mansour did not just limit his investment to the team itself. One of Sheikh Mansour's significant contributions has been his investment in the club's academy and youth development programs. The Sheikh recognised the importance of nurturing homegrown talent and, as a result, initiated a comprehensive overhaul of the academy system. The City Football Academy, opened in 2014, is a state-of-the-art facility that rivals the best in the world. This complex includes training pitches, sports science facilities, and educational resources for young players. The academy has produced several notable players, such as Phil Foden and Cole Palmer, who've become integral to the first team. This focus on youth development has extremely strengthened Manchester City's squad. It has also positioned the club as a leader in producing talent within the English football landscape. Another critical aspect of Sheikh Mansour's transformation of Manchester City is the development of the Etihad Stadium and its surrounding facilities. Following the takeover, significant investments were made to enhance the stadium, which was originally constructed for the 2002 Commonwealth Games. The stadium underwent expansions and renovations, increasing its capacity and improving the fan experience. Moreover, the Etihad campus has transformed the arena into a vibrant hub for fans and families. In addition to these local initiatives, Sheikh Mansour's ownership has seen a significant push for global expansion and branding. The establishment of the City Football Group has allowed Manchester City to expand its influence in key markets. This group includes teams like New York City FC in Major League Soccer and Melbourne City FC in Australia, creating a global network that promotes the Manchester City brand. Through strategic partnerships, marketing campaigns, and community engagement initiatives, the club has successfully cultivated a diverse international fan base. The brand's global recognition is further enhanced through participation in international tournaments and pre-season tours, showcasing its competitive edge on a world stage. But it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows so far. Sheikh Mansour's ownership of Manchester City has been marked by controversy, particularly regarding financial fair play (FFP) regulations. Introduced by UEFA in 2011, FFP aims to prevent clubs from spending beyond their means and ensure long-term financial stability. Manchester City has faced scrutiny under these regulations, with allegations that they violated FFP rules by inflating sponsorship deals to disguise financial losses. In 2014, UEFA found Manchester City guilty of breaching FFP rules and imposed a fine of £49 million, along with squad restrictions for the Champions League. Despite this, the club continued to invest heavily in player acquisitions and infrastructure, leading to further allegations of financial misconduct. In 2020, UEFA handed Manchester City a 2-year ban from European competitions for serious breaches of FFP regulations. This was later overturned by the Court of Arbitration for Sport (CAS) due to insufficient evidence and procedural issues. Accusations of financial doping, where clubs use substantial financial backing to gain an unfair competitive advantage, have also been levelled against Manchester City. Critics argue that the club's rapid rise to prominence through growing investment undermines the principles of fair competition. Manchester City has consistently denied these allegations, maintaining that their financial practices are transparent and in compliance with regulations. The term oil money is frequently used to describe the influx of wealth from oil-rich regions into European football. Here, Manchester City is often cited as a prime example. Detractors claim that this financial advantage distorts the competitive balance of the sport. Nonetheless, supporters argue that Sheikh Mansour's investment has revitalised the club, contributing to the development of football infrastructure and the local economy. So, what do you think about the impact of his investment on football? Do you believe the criticism is justified? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.